Hi guys, how's it crack-a-lacking today? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Today I bring to you a TikTok story that is both ridiculous and maddening. It is about this woman called Lauren who is a live-in nanny to these two doctors, this pair of doctors. Basically, they're not treating her right. They're not treating her right and they haven't been treating her right for a little while. And now the mum is basically trying to kick her out before Christmas, even though, like, if Lauren wants to leave, she is, she has to be given 4 weeks notice. No, the mum is trying to kick her out.
2 days ago, I told them I was quitting, okay? 2 days. Since then, she has been blowing up my phone saying, you need to go, you need to figure out your flight plans, you need to do this, you need to do that, blah, blah, blah. Trying to get me out as fast as possible.
It does seem that a bulk of the sort of hostility towards Lauren is coming from the mum herself. But obviously it takes the two to tango in this regard, and dad is not getting off the hook either. Lauren has been really, really, really smart in keeping these voice recordings of her trying to have these really honest and upfront conversations with her employers, basically saying hey, you're making me cook even though I said that I don't know how to cook. You're making me cook you guys meals, you're not actually giving me any leftovers of those meals, and on top of that you're making me work 12 hours a day and not paying me overtime. And somehow the mum manages to justify all this.
I just can't work full time and make dinner every day. It's just not possible. And have 3 kids. So
anyway, there was a lot more to the story than what I've just said, but that's a little taster of what exactly is going on. So we're gonna grab a coffee, grab a snack, grab a paracetamol, because yes, I have caught the cold that's been going around, so my voice is a little bit up and down, but I have been resting for the past 2 days, so don't worry, I'm over the worst of it. Wiped out, me and my girls, this whole family has been wiped out. I swear even my dog was displaying flu-like symptoms. It's so bizarre. So a little bit of backstory about Lauren. So Lauren, when she was hired by them, she was hired at 19 years old. Going by what she said, I believe, if I've got this one right, she was a part of this Facebook au pair group. But she wasn't going via an agency. I feel like I've heard this story before, but if memory serves correct, it's better to go with an agency. Have we learned? I'm pretty sure we have learned that so far of all the different nanny dramas that we've covered. She moved in 6 months ago and she looks after 3 kids to 2 of these doctors. Now, in the contract, it very clearly stated that she was to work 9 hours. Any overtime would be compensated, and I believe it was $15 an hour. She would be given a car and she would have some money put into it for fuel that was to do with taking the kids to and from school. Also a part of this as well about the food. So they did kind of discuss, the mum was like, do you know how to cook? And Lauren was very upfront. She's like, I'm only 19. I know how to cook very, very minimally.
In my contract that they wrote up, I would be working 9 hours a day. So from 6 to 4, 7 to 5 kind of deal, right? And that should be the case, but it hasn't been. I've been working 7 to 7, okay? And also in the contract, it is stated that I will get $15 an hour for any overtime, and I haven't gotten that once.
So these are some major/minor infractions that have occurred, based on what I just said. That whole car thing with her, having the fuel in, okay? The mum they give her $40 a month. $40 a month, and I'm pretty sure Lauren said that the commute was 20 minutes to the school and then 20 minutes back, something a bit like that. It would cost more than $40 a month in fuel.
Every single day, twice a day, I am driving, usually twice a day, I'm driving their kids to and from school. They are in a very nice private school, which is 20 minutes away, 25, maybe 30 with traffic, okay? So she gives me $40 a month for gas. Okay. My gas runs out so fast, and I brought this up only once because I didn't want to be in a fight. Just from the way she reacted. So I said, hey, by the way, I know this is week 2 of the month, but my gas is empty. Could I please get more? And she's like, We already talked about how I would be giving you $40 a month. And I was like, I know, but I don't know how I'm already out. At this point, I had 0 friends when we had this conversation, by the way. So I was going nowhere. And she's like, yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with giving you 40.
She has also been working 12 hours every single day, and there hasn't been any overtime pay. On top of that, the reasoning why she's been working so many hours is because she's been having to cook the whole family meals, of which she never agreed to. She agreed to doing a little bit of kid meal prep, whatever. No, Lauren has been playing Miss Cinderella, you know, literally cooking them all these like really nice meals, and then not even being paid the overtime that she's doing it, when she was never supposed to be cooking them dinners as a family. She was never supposed to be doing that.
Most of the time, they don't leave enough food for me after I cook it, and they hardly ever say thank you, okay? And they are full meals, like steak with potatoes and asparagus, stuff like that every single night. So I went to the husband and wife and said, hey guys, I would like to set up a meeting. I've been with them I said this around like 5.5 months, because I was coming up on 6 months, saying I need to have a meeting with a performance review from you guys, but also I would like to say a few things on my end and just go over a few things that I'm concerned about. And they agreed. But the wife kept blowing it off, being like, oh, I can't do this today. I can't do it right now.
Oh, she also does all the laundry. Yeah, even the dad and the mums. She does all the laundry. And they literally, apparently, allegedly, just chuck their laundry on the floor for Lauren to go and pick up. Lauren actually goes and confronts the mum. She's not even being paid for her overtime. She's burnt out. She's tired. She has no time to go and see any of her friends. None of that. She is burnt out. She is really burnt out. And on top of that, she's also an insomniac as well. And we will get on to that, and she has addressed that with the family. Before they even hired her, she let them know it wouldn't interfere with the job, but just to let them know, as she will be living in the house, that, yeah, she is an insomniac.
I was very kind. I mean, I live with this woman. I don't want to get on her bad side. I'm very kind and very professional in saying, like, I don't know why I'm cooking every single night. Like, I'm so fine to help you guys cook, and maybe like 2 nights a week, like, I will cook, like, by myself, which I cook all by myself. They don't help me at all. They're both home, but I'm cooking by myself. Anyways, and I said, like, I'd be willing to do that 2 nights a week, but I am honestly very drained from doing that every single night and not having hardly any time off. All my life is work. And she gets upset and says, well, I wouldn't have hired you if you couldn't cook. And in the interviewing process, she asked me if I could cook, and I said, I know how to make really good breakfast, but I mean, like, I'm 19. I was 19 at the time. I'm 19, like, I'm no chef, but, like, I can cook. And she says, we'll only need your help maybe once or twice a week, maybe that, but what we'll really need is help with the kids' food, which is chicken nuggets and, like, you know, mac and cheese, stuff like that. And I said, absolutely. So that is what she said, and that is what I said. So basically she gets very upset and is like, you need to figure that out, and I wouldn't have hired you.
Now, what does the mum say? The mum says that because the baby naps and because they get, like, she gets, like, little breaks throughout the day because some of the kids are at school and then she's got the baby to look after. So she doesn't need overpay. She doesn't need overpay because the baby has naps during the day. So technically she is getting a rest. Ironically, because Lauren actually secretly recorded the conversation, that particular conversation with the mum, and that was November 13th. She had this conversation. So because she's not going to be given overpay because, of course, the baby naps. So when Lauren brought up the fact that, hey, yeah, you know, I'm cooking these meals, like, I don't have any, I'm burnt out, I'm having to cook these meals, it means that I'm going into, like, overtime and then I'm not being compensated for that. The mum's like, well, it doesn't actually matter that you're not getting compensated for that because actually the baby naps during the day, so that is your time off. The mum says, yeah, well, you know, if you are burnt out, if we are having family meal times, you're going to have to make that earlier. I can only assume that when the baby's napping, she can then prepare the dinner for later on.
If I'm up at 7 and take the boys in, I'm technically off at 4 or 5 when both of you guys get home, but then I'm cooking dinner and sew with kids and stuff and help helping with bath time and stuff like that, then the time that I could like leave, because I feel really bad just leaving you guys.
You should leave.
I feel really bad.
I think we just need to delineate when we get home you're done. And so that does mean you're going to have to plan if it is a dinner night, you're going to have to make it early.
Which would be all fine and dandy. That would actually be the most sensible and logical move. If she was employed to cook them family meals, that would literally be the best case scenario, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm not thinking straight. She was never employed as a chef. If you want a chef, hire a chef. She won't hire a chef because despite them having a ton of money, they're actually fairly cheap. They're actually pretty damn cheap because she spends the entirety pretty much of this voice recording just laying into Lauren, letting her know how expensive she actually is to hire.
I wanted to go over, I have all this written out. Let's go over just kind of like, because I feel like sometimes au pairs or live-in nannies, I just want you to fully appreciate all the cost, like not costs,
absolutely.
that you don't cost, I mean, I don't look at you as like a cost. I look at you as part of family, but I feel like sometimes au pairs or nannies think like, oh, I don't get paid very much, but then I want to just go over all the expenses, so just so we're clear and on the same page. I don't want you to think, I think it's easy to, again, because I'm in this au pair group, that group where we met in on Facebook, you kind of like see everything that people talk about. I don't want you to feel like I don't want you to feel underpaid. I just want you to feel the full value of, there's a lot of expenses that we pay, like your car insurance and all of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that, we built that room for kids. And so, so I do want you to communicate with how you're feeling about that, but from our end, and like the Disney tickets and the Universal tickets, $1,000 for you, and then I'm still going to pay you to work that week. So all those kinds of things, I feel like you probably appreciate that.
Absolutely.
But I just wanted to circle back on that, and it is, the car insurance is very expensive.
She's saying stuff like, I don't see you as a cost, I see you as part of the family, which, I mean, I don't know what family member you are supposed to be treating like that, but that is not the way to treat family or friends or just anyone in general. And not to mention that she then starts listing off the various different things that she is paying for, justifying why she paid so little, but then also the fact that they won't give her the money that she's owed for the extra time that she is doing.
Whatever else I brought up, it was just blown over. She didn't care, whatever. And then she pauses me and she's like, actually, to go back to the whole money thing, I just wanted, I don't see you as a cost or as a burden. And we're not struggling financially. I don't want you to think that, but I just need to let you know how expensive you are. And lists off how she bought me a car, how she just bought me my Disney ticket, which she's not letting me go on, by the way. She just bought me my ski ticket for when we go in March. She had to renovate her house to add on a nursery because I'm staying in the room that was supposed to be her baby's room. How is any of this my fault? This came with the job. Why are you trying to make me feel guilty when these are all the things that came with the job? I'm sorry, your house doesn't come with a nursery and you had to give your baby a nursery because you don't want her in your room. How is that my problem?
So funny with this whole cooking meal debacle, because she's like, I just can't work full time and also come home and cook dinner. Don't expect, a 19-year-old who has said that they don't have a catalogue, a back catalogue of cooking experience, to then suddenly start whipping out meals 5-6 times a week. What? I'm sorry, literally, you could get a meal service. You could get someone just to cook you a load of meals, and then you can freeze them. Do you know what I mean?
I just can't work full time and make dinner every day. It's just not possible. And have 3 kids. So
I totally get that, and I'm so willing to help. I just didn't think it was going to be as much as I am doing.
Okay.
From what I remember, maybe you remember something else, but from what I remember from the interviewing process, it was do you know how to cook? And I was like, it's not like I don't know anything, but like, I mean, my whole life, like, I make top ramen and scrambled eggs and like peanut butter toast, like, and then any kitchen experience I really have is like helping my mom with dinner, stuff like that. That's what I was expecting, so I think that's why I got burnt out. But like, and just because I was really going off of, I was like prepping to come here, I was really like reading the contract and expecting what was going on in the contract. And I think it's just been more than that, which is fine. But I just wanted to go over that and see if we want to change some things.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I've definitely been in some situations with employers before, especially in like the waiting, the hospitality business, where I feel like I am being poorly mistreated in terms of being overworked, not compensated for extra time, all of that kind of stuff, like just basically not being respected, And then whenever I've tried to broach the topic, I felt like they don't really listen to you. They're actually trying to manipulate you into thinking that what they're doing is right, and that the way that you're feeling isn't right. I don't want this to come across like, oh, if you're a teenager, you don't know anything. That's not necessarily it. I honestly do think that some people see someone, like people who work really young as nannies, etc., see that because someone is so young, they are able to not pay them as well, and to treat them poorly. They feel like they can get away with it, and they feel like they can manipulate them. And you can see that with the fact that Lauren's trying to, what's the word? Lauren's trying to placate. Is that the word? Is that the word I'm trying to find? Placate. I'm not 100%. She's almost trying to diminish her own feelings by going, no, like, it's fine, it's okay, whatever, I don't care about this, I don't care about... But you can tell that she does, but she's saying that because obviously if you're then put in people like trying to hold their power over you, and you have two very wealthy doctors who are probably, most definitely, considerably older, who... they're kind of looking down on you. It makes it's a huge power dynamic. Following on from that conversation, because it didn't really seem to go anywhere, Lauren then went back and spoke to the mum and dad. It was essentially just like, look, I'm really burnt out at the minute, having really big problems with my insomnia at the minute. I'm not really sleeping very well, so I'm going to go and speak to a therapist.
And so I tell them I've actually been having a really hard time. I've been getting some nightmares related to my past trauma, and I'm not saying this to have you guys worry about me. I'm just letting you know I want to look into some therapies to get this figured out, because I also would like to sleep throughout the night, and so I can be at 100%. And they're like, absolutely, like, we want that for you, we want to help you, perfect, great. So I thought we were great. 2 days later, they come to me while I'm actively laying on the floor with their baby, playing with her, saying, how's your sleep been? I say, as it always is, it's just whatever, but I'm talking to a therapist later today. And they're like, okay, cool, we actually just don't think you're safe to drive our kids around anymore. What? Like, hello? I have been driving these kids around every single day for 6 months, and they've known about my insomnia. Like, why would that suddenly change? That makes no sense to me. And they're just like, we just don't think you're safe, so unless you can fix this issue by the end of the month, we're just gonna have to find someone else.
Now, bear this in mind, they've always known about this, and they've always known that she's an insomniac, and it's never affected her job. There was one time that wasn't really connected to her insomnia. Lauren actually reckons that this is just an excuse for the mum to fire her, because ever since they had that conversation on November 13th, the initial one, she has been extra mean to Lauren and just not treating her very nicely. And what's really crazy about this is that the dad actually sends Lauren a really nice message saying, the kids really love you, we really love you, we really want you to stay. And Lauren brings up the fact that actually the dad has always been super sweet to her. And perhaps maybe the mum is jealous.
In my mind, I'm like, I just need to quit because they are going to fire me. I'm not even with a therapist yet. They're trying to get me to solve this by the end of the month. Therapy takes a while, and I'm doing my best, I'm doing my best. Like, that it's not going to happen by the end of the month, so I really just need to quit and help them find a nanny, right? That's my thinking. So later that afternoon, I say, oh, no. Later that afternoon, the husband texts me, who has always been super nice to me, like, always super, super nice. So I think the wife might just be jealous. Maybe that's why she's been extra horrible to me. Maybe I think I should just put in my 4 weeks and work till mid-January. Very important that I work till mid-January. I cannot pack up my life. I cannot pack up my life and move out in, like, a week or two. Like, I need at least 4 weeks, like, please.
And of course, instead of the mum kind of taking it on the chin and being like, yeah, you know, it would be nice if you could obviously help us find someone else to fit the position. No, instead of doing that, she just goes, oh, we've already found someone. You can go now. We've already found someone.
Since then, she has been blowing up my phone saying, you need to go, you need to figure out your flight plans, you need to do this, you need to do that, blah, blah, blah. Trying to get me out as fast as possible. Okay. And I'm reading this, I'll let you know, blah, 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 blah. I told them I would let them know by Sunday because I actually have a family in the neighborhood who has been interested in hiring me, but I told them once my contract was up, I would love to work for them. So I'm getting in contact with them. They told me they'd let me know by Sunday. So I'm saying, I'll let you know Sunday because I'm not going to buy a plane ticket home if I have another job here. Like, I'm not going to waste that money. I've been telling her that on repeat for 2 days, and she is not letting up. She's like, you just need to leave. You need to figure out where you're going to leave, blah, 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 blah.
But there's meant to be a 4-week notice period, and the mum just wants her out straight away. And she's even started, it's not a funny matter, but she has literally started shipping the kids off to her mother-in-laws, to her own parents, whoever, whatever. Literally started shipping the kids out so that Lauren will not have to look after them, so she won't actually have to pay Lauren. So she's trying to, like, financially squeeze her and not give her any money. Going so far as to saying, you know, we don't need you to pick up the kids, we don't need you to do that. I think it's both the mum and the dad at this point. The dad saying, oh, don't worry, I'll pick up the kids, I'll sort them out.
And so basically she's just trying to find any way to get me to not work so she doesn't have to pay me so I can just get the fuck out. It is in the contract that I need to stay till January. It is in the contract that I need 4 weeks. And she is not caring. Her mother is a lawyer. She's been talking to her mom, probably saying, oh, I'm such a saint for giving this girl a place to live and all this stuff. Like, she's so horrible. But all of this is insane. And maybe I am a narcissist and I'm not noticing that this is crazy, but let me know. But yeah, so she's trying to get me out in the next week or two. And yeah, so we'll see what happens.
I just think that's so manipulative and just so horrible, because here she is in a voice recording literally saying, like, you know, we don't think of you as a cost, we think of you like family. It's like, no, you don't, because you don't treat family like this. According to Lauren, the dad was always, like, mega sweet to her, and maybe that is part of the problem, and the mum does feel a certain type of way. Apparently the mum would, like, shame Lauren in front of her friends, and it would always be revolving around food, which is so ridiculous because she is out here wanting Lauren to cook for her.
So their family is extremely healthy, like the healthiest people I've ever met in my life. They work out every single day, every morning. If they don't get it in the morning, they have to work out every single day. On vacations, they bring their whole set of workout stuff. Great. I have done sports. I work out, not religiously, but you know, I'm a healthy person. And she is constantly saying, you should get on the Pilates machine. You should come work out. And not as an invitation. I genuinely think it's like a jab, because she also constantly is talking about, wow, you must really love sugar. Wow, da 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 da. She comments on how I eat fast food like this all the time, and it's not in like, oh, that's just what she likes. It is in a not positive way. For example, I was helping her at a party that her friend was throwing. She asked me to come along on one of my weekends because her husband was working and she wanted help because she was bringing the kids. By help, meaning she gets drunk and I watch her children. So she's wine drunk and she's talking with her friends and they made dinner and I'm there. And so they're like, Lauren, you should go get in line to get some food. And I say, oh, I'm all right. I'll wait till the rest of the people get food because I don't personally know this friend. I don't know these people. It is manners to let people that are actually here for this gathering to eat first. And she goes like this as if I'm not standing right next to her, and she's like, oh, don't worry, she's gonna go get McDonald's later because it's her favorite food to eat ever. She eats it every day. What is your deal? Like, hello?
And she just berates Lauren at every chance she gets about Lauren's food choices. And it's like, I'm sorry, if you've got so much to say, if you've got this much to say about what Lauren is eating and what she's putting in her body, then why are you letting her cook food that's going to go into your body then? I don't really get it. It's not making any sense to me. Either way, I really, really, really hope that Lauren finds somewhere to go, and I really, really, really hope that she manages to find a job ASAP, because by the sounds of it, she doesn't want to go back home. I think she said that she's from Utah. She says that she doesn't want to go back home. She just wants to she wants to stay with her new friends and do all this and that, and I really hope she is able to. Is this another case of not meeting, like families and all of that on Facebook? Because I swear this is like the first, second, third one that I've heard has gone terribly wrong when none of it has gone via an agency, but I might be thinking differently. I'd love to know everyone's thoughts on this situation. I'm so sorry if my voice has just been like, ew, like so up and down this whole time. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.